Hi guys, I'm Alicia Camacho and welcome to this week's episode. It is episode 24 and this week we are taking things a little bit personal. Okay, guys, you know me. With me it's always like personal, emotional, everything. Like I am here for this. We need to be more in connect with ourselves. And here we are because it's important. Because you're important and you're precious. Anyway, today I am talking about commentary on social media, on like conversations that we have over our cell phones, and just the general like what is wrong with people kind of thing. I know it seems a little bit what? But we need to talk about this because it's really important. And the conversations that we're having and the comments that people are posting, I think it's a serious thing and it's something that people need to look into and to take note of because, guys, your words. What exactly is it am I talking about? Because it's very easy to just be like, you know, like you shouldn't be so sensitive, or, you know, you could, you know, I can say whatever I want, I'm brave, and I'll totally say it to your face. A lot of people say that, but truly, would you be able to tell someone the same thing that you are typing on your phone? So many people who are so brave on their cell phones, they're like, yeah, and then come in person and they're just like, yeah. They're like a timid baby deer. They just can't live up to the hype that they've created for themselves over text messages. And I just think that it's really ridiculous that people feel that they should behave in such manners, because this is the problem. I don't think it's a problem of like we spend too much time on social media, because that's our day and age, that's how we are living, that is how the world is progressing. But I think the problem comes in when we have not developed our communication skills. And while texting over SMS and social media and everything else should seem easier, and we should be getting the hang of it and being able to have clear communication, some people have taken it to a completely different level. They have upped the things and have just flipped it. We have damaged the core thing of communication. It's not about like, oh, I spend too much time on my phone, as the older generation will say, and therefore I cannot have a conversation with someone. Wrong. If you can't have a conversation with someone, maybe you're just an introvert, but it doesn't mean that because you spend too much time on your phone, you can't have a conversation. No, phones have generally brought us closer together. We get to know more about each other, and sometimes it takes, like, it breaks the ice. It eases us into the world of, like, you know, talking to someone for the first time, or staying in contact with people that are far away instead of having to like write letters that will only get to them 3 months after the fact. You know, communicating on a cell phone has brought us close together, but it has also created a negative thing, bubble aspect to the whole idea that, what are we saying? You know, people are no longer thinking about what they're saying. They're just typing, thinking it is something cool, thinking about how many retweets they're gonna get. And in actual fact, they don't realize that their words still have an effect on that person, whether they can see it or not. So allow me to give an example. A couple of weeks ago, I went on a dating app because I thought, might be time to find someone. Might as well put myself out there. I don't think the app is the greatest way to do that because it has some shortcomings and just doesn't seem it doesn't seem like a thing for me. So at this rate, because, well, my experience on the chat, while overall it's been a very interesting one, I've run out of people to swipe on because I'm a picky little person. I'm like channeling my inner Marie Kondo, does it spark joy kind of thing when I'm dealing with the situation. If they don't spark joy, they don't get a right. Those that I did get a right and that I did match with, let's just say, there have been a lot of forward kind of men, you know? Very, actually I think one is a catfish, I'm not even gonna lie. Very interesting conversation with this person, and I don't think they are real. So I'm keeping it very much like at arm's distance. I don't even know why I'm still entertaining it. But anyway, I think it's just funny. I want to see how far this goes, you know, like you're curious, like how far will this person take it? But in reality though, guys seem so much more like forward, and maybe it's just because I haven't been out into the dating world, because, you know, but I don't know, maybe it's the phone, maybe it's hiding behind the phone that they feel so confident to be able to be like, do you wanna? And I'm like, I don't know you, that's not my style. But that doesn't seem to bother them. They'll still go and ask. And some of them, there was one that was just very straightforward, you know? He was like, what are you looking for? I told him. He was like, great, I'm looking for this. We haven't spoken since. So that's okay. But it's a really weird kind of situation when a guy, like, I'm not saying that being forward is wrong, but it is a little bit shocking to my system that guys would be like that. And it makes me wonder, would they behave in the same manner if they were face to face with me? So if there was like, you match and now you have to go meet with someone, would you say those things to me? Would you ask me straight up if that's what I wanted to do? Or is it just because you're on a cell phone, you have a million different options, you're just looking for someone to say yay to your option, right? So that is the dating app experience. Not my kind of scene, not my cup of tea. I'm struggling. It's a lot. Like, there's also the guys that you're like having conversation with and then they just stop talking to you. And it's fine, people are busy, totally get that. No judgments on there. But it's just like, okay, cool. If you didn't give me anything to have a conversation with, then how do you expect me to have a conversation with you? That's also another thing. You cannot relay your emotions and like your personality over an SMS. Like Alicia, this, you know, YouTube styled Alicia could not go in a message. It would come out weird. The guy would be running for the hills before the message even arrives, because the message would already, you could hear it like a mile away. You'd be like, whoa, what's coming? Bam, hits his phone. Then he knows exactly, and he's like, oh my gosh, my phone is speaking to me. I'm running away because this girl is crazy. Yeah. So also, like, you can't put all your personality onto an SMS, because then like you don't get the full like grips of who this person is, you know? You don't get the full you know? I'm so much more fun than on my SMSs. On my SMSs, I'm like, oh my gosh, is this the right thing to say? Backspace messages. I type the same message like 10 times. Sometimes I even copy it and then delete it, type something else, then delete that, then paste that previous message again, thinking that maybe it will work again, but it won't. I just keep backspacing again. I just think, like, how can people be fully themselves over like messaging like that? Like, this one is like social media. So social media, oh guys, oh, all you need to do, okay, if you don't believe me, is go to like Instagram, go to Twitter, and just go see the comments that people post. See exactly what I'm talking about. People make comments every day about topics and situations and personal lives and people and things that are happening, and you're just like, okay, great. But the shocking thing comes when what happens is when it comes to like something that you put out there, like content or something. You know, you don't like a YouTube video, someone will put there the most horrible comments ever, and you're just like, excuse me? Was that necessary? Does that make you feel like a better person? Does that make you feel like you deserve a gold star? Does that make you feel like you could win the humanitarian prize for telling the person how terrible they are, when they're probably not? It's just your opinion. You just feel like you have to add your 10 cents to it. And wow, it's only a 10-cent comment, right? You're just thinking, why do people have to be that way? You know, would you be able, again, to say this to the person's face? Hey, I don't like your videos, your YouTube videos. I think you're too weird. Would you say that to a person? Now, there are some people who would. Don't get me wrong. There are some people who would. But just because you could say it in front of a person's face does not mean that you can type it on a computer. Because here's the thing. This person cannot see you. You cannot see this person's reaction when you're giving them a horrible criticism. And you don't know the emotions that that person is going through. And that comment could just be like the straw on the camel's back. You know, the one that broke the camel's back. And the poor camel has 2 humps on his back. He has enough problems to deal with. He doesn't need your little straw. I don't mean to sound aggressive. I'm just thinking, you know, people like to add their comments. People like to have their opinions, which is fine. You can have your opinion. No problem. I'm good with opinions. I love opinions. I have a ton of opinions of my own, but I don't always share them. And the thing is, you know that phrase, you don't have anything nice to say? I don't say it at all? Well, shouldn't that be the slogan for every social media platform out there? Because some people just on purposely go and say horrible things. And you're just thinking like, for what? Why? Like, there is no reason for you to go out and do that to someone. There is no reason to like be, you know, you should have done this, or weren't you this, or you look fat. Like, who says, like, what? Huh? What has my looks got to do with anything? Huh? What does my personality have to do with anything? You don't like the video? Great, move along. Thank you for spending those 2 minutes of your life watching and then deciding that's not for you and then walk away. I don't need your comments, and people don't need negative comments, and that is the problem. We have become so disconnected from society. We're horrible people to each other because we don't have to face each other when we say the things that we say. Revelations? Hope some people are getting this. Hope this is getting to you. Now, some people will say, if you like put yourself out there, this particularly goes for like celebrities and like content creators and artists and, you know, just general entertainers. If you put yourself out there and you put your life out there, okay, you must be expected to get negative comments. I was just thinking, why? The industry always prepares actors, okay, to get criticism. And that's fine. Constructive criticism helps build a person and their performances for future, right? But a personal attack on how a person looks or how a person is behaving in, like, you know, just doing their own thing or what they have to say, criticizing a person because of that is not constructive criticism. And I truly, truly believe that this is not the kind of criticism that we should be taking. And they don't realize how deep those words will cut because we're typing them. Because if we had to say those words out loud and see that person's reaction to those comments, I can guarantee you would think twice about saying those things. I know today is sounding a little bit like a rant. Maybe it is. It's like a 50-50 of everything because I just want to know. Yeah? I want to know how we can be better. I just want to know how we can get better. How can we do better as a generation? We've digressed when it comes to our conversations. We've digressed when it comes to our communication. So how can we do better? Because we need to. People are people. And whether you can see their reaction to your words or not, you should not be saying horrible things to someone you do not know. It needs to do with growing a thick skin. No one should have to grow a thick skin because someone's going to say horrible things about them. They must get a thick skin. Why should we have to grow a thick skin because of other people's comments and maliciousness? If we just thought a little and gave a little bit more thinking into what we're saying, the world would be a completely different place. And people wouldn't feel so lonely or so like hurt or upset or misunderstood. You know, communication is what we do. We are the only creatures on this earth that can speak and form words and talk to each other and show emotion and do so much in our dialogue. So why are we like making it ugly? So whether it's a dating app message from someone who thinks that they're so great, or whether it's comments on social media about a picture or a video on YouTube, like, not worth getting upset over, because you are awesome. It's the thing, people don't tell each other often enough how great that other person is. And that's what we need to do. That's how we need to change. That's how we need to do better. That is the end of my episode. If you want, you can follow me on my social media. It is Alicia Camacho _official on Instagram and Alicia C _official on my Twitter. You can also like, share, and subscribe to this video. Send it to someone who would be interested in listening to this beauty. Thank you. Remember, you are awesome, you are great, and you are loved.